Hey there. So, are you at a brokerage right now and you're thinking about making a move? Well, if so, you are in luck because I have myself moved around to a few different brokerages. And today I'm going to share with you how I actually ended up going from KW to eXp Realty, what some of the pros, what some of the cons might be of both of these, why I made the move, some of the brokerages that I was at previously, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah K here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent in California and in Utah, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about how to build and scale your business the modern way by leveraging the power of social media. If that's of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're notified every week I drop a new video. I hear from real estate agents just like you all the time who are looking to build, who are looking to scale, who are really looking to do that the modern way by leveraging the power of social media. So if you are looking to do that and to take your business to the next level, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and let's chat and see how we can really, take your business to the next level. So about 17 years ago, my husband and I bought our first property here in California. And I remember at that time, I was teaching elementary school. I was a third grade teacher. My husband's a tax accountant. He's doing taxes. I'm teaching elementary school. We are, enjoying our life. Things are great. And after that first home purchase, I looked at my husband and I said, Eric, I need to get my real estate license. And he starts laughing. He's like, well, I guess you probably could do that like on the side, or you could, do that with your flexible teaching schedule. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I ended up, while I was teaching elementary school, I took the classes. I ended up getting my real estate license. At that time, I ended up joining a small little boutique brokerage that was actually in Orange County. And I pretty much was handed a box of business cards and wished good luck and just said, okay, go out there and, do your thing. And being in that educational space for so many years, there usually was, a lot of training and support that went along with, everything that I have done. And so I remember thinking, gosh, I really liked the broker at this boutique brokerage. I liked different things about it, but I just remember thinking like that education, that support, the learning piece was missing. So fast forward a few more years, I ended up moving my license over to more of a flat fee brokerage. And with this, I wasn't paying as high of fees, but I also was still, that support piece was missing, the educational piece was missing. So eventually I ended up transferring my license over and switching my license over to Keller Williams. As many of you know, Keller Williams has so many great things to offer. And right from the get-go, I was really impressed by that support, by the learning, by the education, by, the office space and all of that. And so I really just took a deep dive and I attended everything I could attend. I started to, all the different trainings and really just going all in with the technology pieces that they had to offer there. So I did that for a while. And then I realized that because I have my real estate license in multiple states, that I needed to find a brokerage where I could hold my license in multiple states, having the same split, having the same cap, having all of the same things, because many of the brokerages, similar like KW, they are franchised out. So whoever owns this franchise here may not own the franchise across the street because they are owned by different people. So my wheels started turning and I really was kind of on a mission to figure out, where can I find a brokerage? Does this brokerage even exist where I can hold my license in multiple states, paying one cap, paying one split, having similar things to that? And I kind of went down this rabbit hole of really just investigating and figuring out, hey, does this perfect brokerage exist in my mind, or, have I just made this up? And that is when I found eXp Realty. As I started going down the rabbit hole and finding out as much information as possible, I kept telling myself, I'm like, this actually sounds too good to be true. Like, can you actually hold your license in multiple states? can you actually be attending trainings and all these different things. So let me tell you what, for me personally, were some of the huge pluses of why I ended up switching my license from Keller Williams over to eXp Realty. Number one, like I said, that really the global presence that eXp Realty ends up having is really just phenomenal and next level. I can be selling properties in Utah right now. I can be selling properties in California right now with one commission split and one cap for both states. So when I sell something here, when I sell something in Utah, it is the same because it goes in the same, it's part of the same split, it's part of the same cap with that. So for me, that was a game changer. And if I decide, hey, I want to get my license in this state, and this state, and that, I can get my license in any state I want and hold it with the same brokerage. So really, that, like I said, that global presence was huge. Number two are the commission splits. When I was at Keller Williams, my split started at a 60-40. Yes, a 60-40. When I switched over to eXp Realty, it was 80-20, and 80-20 across the board. There's none of these, I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, like the sweetheart deals. So as soon as I had told my broker at Keller Williams that I was going to be, looking somewhere else, they were like, okay, forget about the 60-40 split. We'll go to 90-10. We'll go to this and this. Okay, we'll just say that you've capped, or, all these different things. And they started pulling out the sweetheart deal. And I remember thinking to myself, like, well, why wouldn't you have done that before, when you see that I am, a top producing agent, that I'm performing, I'm doing all these? The second I decide I'm going to leave, that's when all of the deals start coming. And with eXp Realty, you have that 80-20 split, and you have a $16,000 cap annually. So that is the same for you, for me, for everybody. And I loved that it had, that it was the same. So not only do you have the global presence everywhere, number two, those commission splits were really, really strong. Number three, going back to in the beginning when I was at the small boutique brokerage, and I felt like I was missing that educational piece, always learning, always growing. At eXp Realty, I have never seen more training, more support, more tools at your fingertips. We have something called the eXp World. You may have heard about it. If not, it's incredible. If you want to get a pass, I can see if I can get you a pass into the world. So drop a comment down below or message me, and we'll see about getting you in the world. But basically, it's a whole training facility that is in the cloud. Because we are a cloud-based brokerage, you are able to attend trainings. There are 50, 60, 70 hours of training every single week. And these trainings are taught by the top. Yes, they are taught by what we call icon agents. They have to do a certain amount of production every year. And those are the people that we are being trained by. And with that being said, at a lot of these other brokerage, your top producer at your brokerage, they can only teach so many times. And let's be honest, how many people in your brokerage that are the top producers are going to want to give away all of their secrets, right? I mean, if you guys are competing in the exact same market, how many of them do you think are actually going to want to open up their playbooks? I only know, for me personally, at the brokerages that I was at before, that many of them, sure, they'll tell you some things, but guess what? They're really driven and focused on helping their business, because it doesn't help them to help you on your business, if that makes sense. Yes, for the good of the game, for all that, but there is no incentive to help. Within eXp Realty, we are all, which kind of moves on to the next one, we are all shareholders of this business. So being part of a shareholder, we all own a piece of this company. So there is incentive for our company to grow, for our company to scale. And the more it grows and scales, the bigger our business gets, and the stock that we each have as shareholders in the company, it's a win-win for everybody. So let's just say there's a top producing agent in Nashville, Tennessee, and they are teaching on circle prospecting, and they're really opening up their playbook and saying, this is how I do it step by step. And they'll give you the slide deck. They'll even give you like, oh, okay, you want this or this, or, top agents that are saying, okay, here's my listing presentation. This is exactly what I do. I am telling you, I had never seen something like this before and was completely blown away with how open the collaboration is. So when you kind of go, like I said, you've got the global piece, which is huge. You've got really, really competitive commission splits. You also have incredible training, teaching, and support. Every state has at least one broker, if not multiple brokers. Here in California, I've got like 7 or 8 brokers that you can get a hold of. They're at your fingertips. In Utah, we've got 2 brokers. They, many of them know me by name. I know them by name. If you need help with contracts or you need help with whatever it is, they are very, very accessible. So that teaching, training, coaching, support piece here is next level. If you are a brand new agent, and I know I've gotten this question from lots of people before too, like, hey, Mariah, I'm just getting into the real estate industry. I'm getting into this space. Is eXp a good fit for me because I am a new agent or I'm a newer agent? For me personally, if I were to go back in time 17 years ago and I was able to start here again fresh, I absolutely 100% would love to do that because we've got a mentorship program, which is phenomenal. Your first 3 deals you do with a mentor. That mentor walks you through different things. You still have your broker support, you still have the contract specialist support, you have this giant team around you. So the support is really next level, which leads me right into the next one. Number 4 is the technology piece. Yes, the technology piece. When I was at my small, boutique brokerage, even the flat fee brokerage, in terms of technology, if you wanted Dot Loop or you wanted DocuSign or you wanted any of these digital things, you were paying for that out of your own pocket. Same thing if you want a CRM, if you want lead generation, you're paying for that out of your own pocket, at least on these other brokerages that I was with. Keller Williams, they had part of the technology piece, but not everything that, really that eXp Realty ends up having. So having some of these different technology pieces, I know when I transitioned over to eXp Realty and we have what's called SkySlope, which is that whole digital signature. We have KV Core, which many people pay over $500 a month to have the CRM. Not only is it a CRM, but it's also a built-in lead generation. So I will have leads come directly to me. People will start clicking on different properties and they get funneled right to me, and I can reach out, I can contact them, I can, it's an incredible lead source. So not only that technology piece is really, that technology piece is a huge one. And finally, last but not least, is the multiple streams of revenue. Yes, the multiple streams of revenue. I don't know about you, but when I was at all these other companies, that there was not there was a focus on transactions, which is great. And for me, that is the main source of my business, is that transaction arm. However, what eXp Realty has also implemented is multiple streams of revenue. So if you have your transaction piece, that's a big one. The next really revenue stream that we've got is the EXPI stock. Yes, this is stock that is traded on the NASDAQ. This stock, you get stock your first transaction that you do each year. You can opt into buying stock at a discounted rate as well, which I do for every single one of my transactions. So by the time and at least for me, the first year I was at eXp Realty, I hadn't even really thought much about the stock piece. I had thought about all these other pieces, but that stock, that stock piece, all of a sudden, one day, I had one of my business partners ask me, and they said, hey, Mariah, how many shares of stock do you have? And I was like, oh, you know what? I actually am not even 100% sure. I haven't even checked it for a super long time. So I went and I looked, and I'm telling you, it is another revenue stream. It is another revenue piece that it's almost like one of these savings accounts. It's something that if you don't have in your business, you may highly want to consider that. So you've got your transaction arm, you've got your EXP stock. Another thing that they have here at eXp Realty, Some people opt into it, some do not, but it's basically like a referral program. And the way this referral program works, it's called rev share, revenue share. So when the company, if you introduce somebody to the company and they list you as their sponsor, you in turn, you are referring them to the company. So anytime they close on a transaction, you get basically like a referral fee for that. I don't know about you, but when I was at Keller Williams, they had something called profit share. Similar to Keller Williams, if you introduced somebody to the company and at that month the company was profitable that month, then you would get a little sliver of what that was, right? So you would get a little piece of the profit. Where eXp Realty is different is it doesn't matter in terms of the profitability. This goes just to the revenue share. Yes, this is the revenue share. So this does not come out of your pocket, out of your transaction arm. It doesn't come out of your stock piece. This is basically like a referral fee that every time they close on a transaction up to a certain amount, then you get a piece of that revenue. I don't know about you, but when this money starts dropping in your account, you're going, okay, I've got my transaction piece, I've got my eXp stock, I've got that referral arm there, right? You start having multiple streams of, revenue and income that is really, really hard to beat. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of a snapshot of some reasons why I personally decided to move my license from Keller Williams to eXp Realty. Again, just having that global presence, being able to keep and hold my license in multiple states. Like I had said before too, those commission splits were significantly lower. And one thing I, neglected to mention too about those commission splits, if you're a top producer, you can earn that $16,000 back in eXp stock. So if you are, if you're closing a certain number of homes each year, then you can potentially earn that stock. You can earn that money back in stock, which ends up being that you end up not paying any sort of cap. So for a lot of top producers, for them switching their license over to eXp Realty, it's almost a no-brainer because they start looking at all the different things. If you are thinking about, really just wanting to learn more about eXp Realty, I hear from people like you all the time and I absolutely love it. So feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Let's chat and see how I can help you out. Take care and have a great one. Bye. That you showed up was